So welcome back to another episode of the FIFA News Show. Today we are wrapping up all the latest news in the world of FIFA, and we're going to be covering a bit of FIFA 21 leaks and rumours and stuff. I've got a few updates there, and we're also going to be talking about the latest FIFA 20 stuff as well. I hope you guys do enjoy the news show. I do enjoy making these videos, and let's see what we've got for this week. So even though we've got 162,000 subscribers on the channel, we've still got a big percentage of you guys watching the videos but not subscribed. So if you don't want to miss the latest FIFA 21 news, FIFA 20 news and updates, make sure you subscribe today. Join me. First, let's talk about FIFA 21 and the recent stories that I've been covering. I want to update some of them. So this has to be about a month ago now, but at the time, I think somewhere around late April, I was talking about a leak coming from Wikipedia from the actor Jorge Cansejo's Wikipedia page. Now at the time, it was discovered that on his Wikipedia page, there was a section called video games, and in that section it had FIFA 21 story mode. So at the time we were talking about maybe the possibility of a FIFA 21 story mode, and I didn't know what to expect, and I didn't even know why this guy would be in a FIFA game anyway, considering he doesn't really do much in terms of the world of football. But there was also other games like GTA 6, which he was heavily rumoured to be in, Sleeping Dogs 2, a lot of projects that, didn't really make sense. 2029, like why would they have a project for 2029 already? So it looked a bit fishy, and today I've got an update on that story, because a lot of people want to know what has happened over the last month. Well, on the 12th of May, which was the latest update to this situation, it still has FIFA 21, but it says to be confirmed, and then it says FIFA 22 to be confirmed. Now, I think with the addition of hundreds of new games, by the looks of it, I mean, this could be a bit of a troll, man. I wouldn't really take this one serious anymore. Like, he's part of GTA 5, 6, 7, 9. It doesn't make sense. I think some troll has just come in, edited the page now, and made it a little bit ridiculous. So, yeah, if you thought there was going to be a story mode in FIFA, like I thought maybe a month ago, the initial leaks should be probably taken as a troll. It doesn't look like it's going to be happening, because whoever's editing this is just making it completely ridiculous now. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be happening. So last week we spoke about a commentator called Mario Kempes saying that he recorded some sort of lines for a FIFA game. We presume it's FIFA 21, and it was in a different language, so I needed some translation, and I found some translation from Robert, who said that the guy mentions that he started recording for the 2020-2021 season, which will be available to everyone very soon. So it looks like he's going to be doing maybe some specific lines that are catered to the upcoming season. They just refresh certain lines, to keep them relevant. Otherwise, they'll be mentioning like the 2016 season in FIFA 21 if they don't update some of the lines. So yeah, it makes sense. So it looks like they're still doing some work behind the scenes with commentators and stuff. I haven't seen anything in regards to the English side of things, just the Chinese, the Polish, and also the Spanish one, I believe this guy does. So yeah, this was just a follow-up from last week's story about it. So I have some PS4 and PS5 news for FIFA 21. Sony at the moment is telling PS4 developers that beginning July 13th, any new title submitted for certification must also work on PS5. So what does that mean? It's sort of like a forwards compatibility feature. So if you buy FIFA 21 in September for PS4 and then you buy a next-gen console, you'll be able to download FIFA 21 again for your PS5 and play FIFA 21 on the PS5. Now on Thursday, the 4th of June, there's a PS5 event where they're going to unveil more games and stuff. So if there's anything interesting, we'll be talking about what happens there next week. So make sure you come back and stay tuned for some PS5 stuff. And I also found this tweet which sort of is about what I just said. So it says on September 25th, physical and digital editions of FIFA 21 on PS4 will have access to the PS5 version of the game in November. Even if you don't have a PlayStation 5 at launch, you'll be able to digitally redeem the code and install the game to a PS5 system in the future. Now, would this be an upgraded next-gen version of FIFA, or is this the current PS4 version playable on a PS5 console? I don't really know at the moment. So the PES 2020 DLC should be coming out very, very soon. I think on Friday or Thursday this week coming. So exciting times ahead. At least we'll have something to play. There is a trailer here that we're going to take a look at very quickly that showcases a little bit about the DLC. As you can see, you get the Euro ball there, and there's also some nice presentation elements in the stadium. That is pretty cool to see that London banner there. It looks like a WWE belt. You've also got the Euro thing at the bottom, some stadium elements as well that say Euro 2020, and then we've also got some other things there for the stadium. Teams walking out. We've got the Rome one. That looks pretty cool. Then you've also got some banners going around the stands and the seating. Trophy is going to be in the game as well. PES always does a good job with little details. So it's going to be coming on June the 4th. and it's going to have the UEFA national team's license. We've also got the tournament mode, Wembley Stadium and St. Petersburg Stadium, official trophy and ball. So it's not going to have the bells and whistles that you would expect from a full game, like a qualifying mode and stuff. You're just going to be pretty much playing the tournament, and that's about it. Now, there's a lot of people in the FIFA community, and I guess in the total EA Sports community as well, that ask how come EA doesn't improve career mode, and I've got the perfect response for you guys today to that question. It was reported a few weeks ago about EA's net revenue from Ultimate Team, and in the financial year 2020, they actually made 1.49 billion in Ultimate Team alone. Now, that is across all the game modes, I believe, in Madden and stuff, not just like FIFA's Ultimate Team, but it answers your question. How come EA don't focus on career mode? Because they can't make 1.49 billion from it in a year. And even though the product for some people gets worse every year, the revenue keeps going up and up and up. And I mean, I guess if you look at the numbers, EA is doing nothing wrong in terms of making shareholders happy. And it's pretty crazy to see that they've added in like almost a whole $1 billion since 2015. So just in a couple of years, they've created so much money through this Ultimate Team. And for sure, it's only going to keep going up and up. The only time you might see drastic career mode changes is if we go back to a game that can't really sell microtransactions. But of course, that all depends on laws coming in to block FIFA points from happening using real world money, and that's not going to happen anytime soon. So yeah, for those people wondering how come career mode gets neglected every year and other game modes as well, it's because Ultimate Team is the moneymaker. They're making 1.5 billion with that mode alone, which is probably more than game sales each year. So let's talk about this week's FIFA 20 updates. Title update number 17, which came out last week on the PC, got released for the consoles. And basically it is coming in at 4.5 gigabytes, which is a big patch. I don't know what they're actually changing here, considering that the only fix was the La Liga broadcast package getting stuck on your screen. That's pretty much the only fix they announced. They also added in a few extra little things like boots, balls, and I think something else as well, but nothing that really constitutes 4.5 gigabytes. On the PC's one, it was 800 megabytes, so a big difference there. Maybe EA tweaked stuff under the hood when it came to this patch that they don't really mention, maybe gameplay stuff as well. But who knows for sure. It is a big patch for what it's trying to fix. And just so you know, the new boots that got added with title update number 17 are available on the consoles and the PC now. So they're not like locked behind the code and they haven't been released yet. So you can apply them. These are the Phantoms that got released. These are retro inspired, I believe. So there's Hyper Venoms as well. If you remember those from a couple years ago, they've remade them. And they look a little bit different to what I remember them looking like a few years ago, but they look pretty cool. So yeah, you can apply these to your players. They're not locked or anything. They should be available in the game when you go to edit player. So we have a follow-up to last week's complaint of the week story. This is pretty funny because EA's PR team, took notice of this one. Lukaku was doing a Q&A on Twitter last week, and Nick Run the Foot Market said, "How is it possible that you aren't in the FIFA 20 team of the season?" And Lukaku says, "Because I called them out for years, effort though, it's just a game." So yeah, Lukaku thinks he's blacklisted from Team of the Season from EA Promotions because he was calling them out for years, and he thinks that EA doesn't really like that. Now, we have a follow-up to that part because EA's PR team or the guy in charge of SBCs or something took notice of this one, and they actually came out with a response to Lukaku, and they actually gave him a Team of the Season SBC card. EA put out a tweet that said, "We got you, Romelu Lukaku," and they had like the sweat emoji. So obviously this was a response to what he was saying. With 23 goals to his name across all competitions, there's no denying his place amongst the best Serie A has to offer. Team of the Season so far, SBC Lukaku is available now in Foot 20. So how can you say, he's one of the best that Serie A has to offer, and then he doesn't even make Team of the Season so far? So obviously this was a PR stunt, trying to get Lukaku to say nice things about him, but Lukaku did not respond, I believe. I didn't see anything anyway, so that is the end of that story. So in terms of squad updates this week, another little one came into the game this week, so that's why I didn't make a video about it. I don't know what happened to the career mode intern kid, maybe he got sacked or something, but he was going crazy for a few weeks, and then all of a sudden it's just completely died off. But in terms of the players that got added, there was one player named Tyler Brownsword, and he plays for Morecambe, 60 potential there, nothing too exciting. In terms of the updated players, we've got Pesic, and he got a potential downgrade to 72. Mancuso, who plays for Empoli, 71 potential now. And another guy from Millwall, 69 potential now. So a few downgrades there. In terms of the removed players, there's one player called Adjuriz, 38 years old, 81 potential. That appears to be the best player that got removed this week, as there's some other guys there as well. So as you can see, it wasn't worth a full video. Another little update. And in terms of Ultimate Team this week, they added in a new Team of the Season so far for the Dutch League. So if you're interested in that, you can check that one out. And they also added in a French League Team of the Season as well. So if you've watched the FIFA news show over the last couple months, you know that sometimes I'll go off the script and talk about a few topics that are not really related to FIFA 20 or FIFA 21. This one is an important issue that needs to be discussed because it affects Football Manager and quite possibly even FIFA or PES, because these games have mods and option files as well. And it says Manchester United are suing the makers of the Football Manager series for allegedly infringing their trademark by using the club's name extensively throughout the game. So we'll take some points out of the Hypebeast website because this one explains it better than the Sky Sports article. But it says Man United have commenced legal proceedings against Sega over the latter's unlicensed use of its name in the popular franchise Football Manager. More specifically, the football team alleges that Sega and Sports Interactive have infringed on its trademark extensively throughout the game by using a basic red and white logo instead of the club's official crest. So, Man United is complaining because they are generic in the game. And they're complaining because apparently, it deprives the registered proprietor of its right to have the club crest license. I don't know what that means, but maybe it makes them less valuable to people or something. I don't know. It says Manchester United is also now looking for the court's permission to amend its claim to include other features such as patches and mods. So you can see how this could affect PES and FIFA as well, which allow players to incorporate the team's logo into the game without paying for licensing, which is a very significant source of income for the Red Devils, as the club name is one of the most valuable brands in the world. Even EA has Juventus mods as well, where people can put the Juventus license into the game without having to pay for the license. So this could really affect EA and stuff, and especially PES, which has option files that correct a lot of the unlicensed teams. Now Sega says that, they've been using this since 1992 and there's been no complaints. And it says there's currently no specific date scheduled for a judgment, but stay tuned for the story developments. So yeah, this could be a big thing for the football games because especially games like PES and Sega as well, which have options where people can install files, and it basically corrects all the unlicensed teams and stuff. And the games still sell because people know they can mod it to include these licensed things, even though Konami and Sega haven't paid for the official licensing. With EA, it's a little bit different because they do pay for the licensing, but they could still potentially probably get in trouble for mods that people create where it fixes up a lot of the unlicensed stuff like a Juventus or something like that. So I don't really know how much this could affect FIFA in the future, but I know that it could affect PES and Konami and Sega at the moment if clubs decide to sue them. So it looks like FIFA Street or FIFA 20 Volta has some competition because there is a new street soccer game coming to PS4 this summer. PlayStation put out a tweet which caught me by surprise because I don't think that many developers work on a football game besides EA and Konami, but there is a few out there that still try and take on some sort of football game. They said arcade action abounds in Street Power Soccer, kicking off this summer on PS4. So there is a link to it. We're going to check it out pretty briefly, and we'll see if this is going to be worth a play. What does it offer? Let's find out. So kick up some fun with Street Power Soccer this summer on PS4. There's a little bit of a trailer here. I can't play all of it, but it looks very arcadey, a bit of cartoonish gameplay here. Not like your normal simulated FIFA Street or something like that. You can see there's skill games and stuff that you can do. I mean, you can check out the full trailer. It's called Street Power Soccer. I don't want to put too much here just in case there's copyright or something like that. But yeah, we can probably pause it here. 6 unique game modes. Freestyle mode. You have Panna. You have Trick Shot mode. Street Power Match. Become a King. And also Elimination. So that's the 6 modes that it's going to be offering there. It says, welcome to Street Power Soccer, a stylish and energetic game with a unique spin on the sport, reminiscent of fun arcade sports titles like NBA Street and RBI Baseball, but with its own unique twist with game modes that incorporate rhythm, precision, street style, and over-the-top superpowers. It says, forget everything you know about the sport, no regulation-sized field, smaller teams and no match officials. This is no-holds-bar soccer in its rawest form. So as you can see, that is one of the screenshots there. So it's going to let you create a character that you can use, and there's going to be a lot of customization options. You're basically an amateur player seeking to make a name for yourself under the guidance of street soccer legend Sean Garnier. You have to face off against a few freestyle soccer greats. There's a few names there. I think this is a pretty cool London setting, as you can see. We've got the boats, the bridge, also the tower there. There's also this screenshot here, which is probably like a freestyle mode or something where you can do like juggling and tricks. There's also this setting, which looks pretty cool. But obviously, when you compare it to Volta, Volta is very serious. It's based on like simulated gameplay. It's not really arcadey, but this one is going to be more of an arcade game. You're going to have power-ups. You're going to be doing freestyles. There's no officials and that kind of stuff. So we might check it out when it comes out to see if it's any good. It's going to be coming out in a few months' time, so we'll see what happens. So that's all for the news this week. I hope you did enjoy. If you want to check out another video, make sure you check out this one. Hit the card in the middle. It'll take you right there. I'll see you next time.